today I want to take you back to the 14th century and the sound of London's bees. Headphones on? Let's begin. Pausing for a moment as you crest a particular hill and shielding your eyes from the sun as you look south towards Cripplegate, you become aware of an almost imperceptible sound. The only reason you can hear the sound is because the air is still. Time is against you, and it's too easy for the summer sun to deceive your sense of time, so you press on, sidestepping cart tracks on the dusty road, while this unfamiliar sound that you first heard at rest, which you may have supposed was the sound of bees, becomes a little louder, and with each step becomes louder still, until you realise that this sound, a sound that is altogether unworldly, perhaps even ungodly, is human. As you pass under the arch and into the city, moving quickly towards St. Paul's, it is now possible to detect individual shouts, cries, and screams. And heading down Westcheap now, your senses rapidly become overtaken by the cacophony of the crowd, cries in the street, each one overlapping the next, each one conveying to the passer-by a real sense of undiluted urgency. The street, uncommonly wide as it is, heaves with the sound of humanity as each trader competes with the next. Men, women, shouting, screaming, begging for your undivided attention enough to turn temptation into purchase. And this isn't happening just on the broad streets of Westcheap itself, but also in the darker reaches of narrow alleyways to the left and the right, as the funnelled sound of another 1,000 traders adds to the bedlam as you head towards the Church of St. Thomas. It is midsummer, and hawkers selling pies and pescods, strawberries, cherries, mackerel, rabbits, onions, cloves, saffron, pepper, pots, candles, brushes, baskets, small caged birds, apples, pears and oysters mix their loudest cries with those of chimney sweeps, pot menders, spoon carvers, thatchers, knife grinders and shoe menders, while shopkeepers, stall and alleyway chest holders compete for your attention too, selling bread, ale, wine, leather goods, cloth, meat, fish, poultry, and with all these fine sellers in oral competition with grocers, weavers, blacksmiths, farriers, silversmiths, cutlers, even surgeons. And of course, London's dairymen will be happy to sell you some milk, diluted with water from Father Thames. If you stray further south than St. Thomas's, there may be yet further attacks on your senses, but whatever your excursion, when the curfew bell sounds, you must ensure that your business for the day is done, or risk falling foul of London's dangers of the night. And yet your own trials and tribulations in 14th century Westcheap are nothing when compared to those faced by London's traders, large and small. Because these cries of London are not just banter. They form part of a game where failure has serious consequences. Without a sponsor or the protection from the church, a failure to attract the attention of sufficient customers might mean no profit that day, and a succession of such failures due to an inability to shout louder than your fellow traders could result in slow starvation and death. Thank you for listening.